Let me make this clear. I think Mami is a bad person, and that she treats Kazuya terribly. But despite this, I still think she's the best character in Rent-A-Girlfriend. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm the Average Otaku, and today I wanted to talk about my trashiest, or maybe my hottest, Rent-A-Girlfriend take. So how did the so-called worst girl end up being my favorite character? Well, let me take you back to 2020 during the earlier parts of the pandemic. During this time, anime was getting really popular in the US, as there were a lot of kids and teenagers stuck at home with not a whole lot to do but watch TV. People were consuming a lot of anime, making TikToks about them, and talking about them on social media. And when the summer seasonal anime came around, one took the anime world by storm: Rent-A-Girlfriend. It was quite unexpected for your typical harem anime to get this much attention, but there's some undeniable charm to it. It had an interesting enough premise, the animation and color were very pleasing to the eyes, and the character designs were really nice. It had your typical harem tropes like the loser MC, a harem of pretty girls that are into him for no reason really, and your typical leading girl. It was not super ecchi, which I did appreciate, and it made a lot more friendly for general audiences. It was the perfect fun trashy anime, and everyone including me loved watching the weekly episodes and talking about it. And there are three characters that consistently seem to get mentioned with every single release of a new episode: Kazuya, Mami, and Chizuru. Kazuya was your typical loser MC that you would see in harems, but felt a lot more cringier than usual, and honestly was responsible for some pretty hard to watch moments. With Mami, she was Kazuya's super toxic ex-girlfriend that dumped him, but hates to see him with other girls and wants to destroy the relationship. She puts him down in some episodes and humiliates him in front of his friends. In other episodes, she starts to lead him on and shows interest, and overall is just really toxic. The final character, Chizuru, is talked about a lot because she was the very obvious main girl, and the internet pretty much fell in love with her. So these were the main topics that were often talked about usually when episodes would air, and it was a lot of fun seeing and being a part of the internet discussions. If you asked me what I thought about Mami during this time while I was watching the anime, I'll give you the standard answer. Mami is trash and one of my least favorite characters in a romance ever. It was only much later when I began to read the manga that I really began to appreciate her character. As you probably know, the Rent-A-Girlfriend manga quickly went from being fun trash to just plain old trash. I don't really have to go into too much detail since a million people have already talked about it, but it just drags on with zero development and it feels like it's going nowhere. Another thing that also happens is Bobby's character kind of just disappears and will randomly show up when the plot needs her to do something or mess something up. As the story began to get stale, I started to really think about why I enjoyed the first season of the anime and why I liked Rent-A-Girlfriend in the first place. And I realized that a lot of it actually has to do with Mami. I mean, she's easily the most interesting character in the harem and it's not even close. She also doesn't really fit the tropes of a harem girl like the other ones do. Like I already mentioned Chizuru, who's very obviously supposed to be the endgame and the one who the internet fell in love with. Then we have Ruka, the girl who's super in love with the main character for no real good reason and is very open with her feelings for him. And finally we have Sumi, who's a typical shy girl archetype. She's very wholesome as a character but realistically never had a chance to win. All of these girls fit your harem archetypes, but Mami doesn't. I mean, she's literally an op, but is kind of just there to mess up Kazuya's life and be a menace. I mean, it doesn't really feel like she likes Kazuya, she just seems like a super toxic ex who can't stand to see their ex with someone else. And when you think about it, it's actually kind of funny to consider her part of the harem, as she's more of an obstacle than a love interest. And as bad as a person as I think she is, it was a lot of fun to see what type of stuff she would pull, and even more fun to hate on her. While the anime was airing, we would see elite levels of hating on her on social media, and it was a lot of fun to witness. So many memes were created, like the classic "all my homies hate Mami," and in general, it was a lot of fun seeing Mami do bad things, knowing you're going to see people talking about it. I mean, nothing unites the internet more than to collectively hate on someone, and she was a character that 100% deserved the hate. So yeah, she might be a terrible person, but I really do think she's the best character, as she really made the anime a lot more entertaining and gave us a villain to root against, which is super rare for a harem rom-com. I mean, you take her out of the show and it becomes even more generic and becomes a lot more boring. If you were to take out a character like Ruka or Sumi, it would have way less of an impact. And yeah, the internet loves Chizuru, but at the end of the day, she isn't really that exciting of a character. She's actually a pretty standard leading girl. And yeah, Kazuya is super cringy, and the internet did hate on him quite a bit for being a loser, but the thing is, you actually want him to stop being like this, since he is the main character and you're actually supposed to apparently be rooting for him. Mami on the other hand is someone you hate, but you don't really want to see change, because it's actually kind of fun to see what she'll do. And after knowing that no progress in the manga gets made, I'd much rather see Mami cook up an evil scheme to mess up with Kazuya's relationship than watch Kazuya constantly fumble and refuse to properly confess his feelings for hundreds of chapters. And like I've acknowledged, this is definitely my trashiest Rent-A-Girlfriend take. I don't expect most of you guys to agree with it, but I had to get this off of my chest, especially since I feel like I haven't seen anyone with this take. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. What did you guys think about this crazy take? Do you guys agree with it? Please let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, and please subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you, and bye.